Ethan, Maddie, Kaylee, and Xana. A year has passed since that horrible night on King Road in Moscow, Idaho, an evening that claimed 4 beautiful, innocent lives. Tonight, my friends, I'm taking a stand by refraining an Idaho looking back or remembering stream. This is a peaceful protest and is not about disrespecting the victims in any way. It's a statement against conformity. In my personal opinion, there's nothing more to scrutinize, hypothesize, or theorize in this case until new information emerges or it goes to trial. I will continue to honor the victims by talking about the Idaho case, but tonight I will let those victims rest easy. However, I challenge content creators to redirect attention to a fresh case. Let's shed some light on Chelsea Grimm, a missing persons case out of Ash Fork, Arizona. We possess the platform to make the difference, so let's start discussing it. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the LTL True Crime Podcast. It is Monday night. It is November 13, 2023. I want to welcome everybody back into the live show. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the Timepiece Gentleman known as Anthony Farah. And I'm sure that you've been kind of following that case on this channel since I started doing it. And if you don't know, we've talked a little bit about this. He was arrested on November 7, 2023 with multiple counts of wire fraud and, deceptions and scams, enough to get into. We're going to get into all of it tonight. But yes, known as the Tugger. Yes, you're welcome, Carrie. I'll touch a little bit on that. I didn't want to do an Idaho remembering stream or looking back. I just think, one, it's, as a creator, it's unoriginal. I think we've done it. People have continued to do multiple streams night after night after night about the Idaho case. In my personal opinion, there's nothing more that you're going to solve in that case. I was even looking on Twitter yesterday, and there were people yesterday still taking clips from the food truck video, and still discussing that. Did you hear it? Did you see the way he looked? Look at how his shoulder moved. Oh my God, did you see how she moved that way? She moved to the left really quick. That was a signal. That was a signal to them. Did you see it? Was he laughing? He smiled at her, kind of weird, huh? His eyes kind of went this way. It's ridiculous and it's crazy. And I can't tell people what to do with their. I can't tell people to do with their channel, but I think that, and I'll be honest about this. I was talking with a friend today. I think that if you're building your platform off Idaho, which I know that it tremendously boosts all our channels, tremendously boosts. Actually, when I do Idaho streams, I don't get the views that I used to. Some people get crazy views on it. But I think that if you're building your channel on Idaho, when that case concludes, you're going to have a lot of difficulty holding that audience. So that's why I said, urge creators, get involved in some new cases. Get involved in Chelsea Grimm. Let's get her name out there. Let's get her talking. And I know tonight I won't have a big audience. I know that. I know I won't have a big audience tonight because everybody's going to watch the Idaho stuff. But there's nothing more that you're going to go over that every single person tonight on their platform is going to talk about the same thing. Do you remember when it happened? Oh my God, I was home. I saw the news report. They're all doing it. Every single creator tonight has an Idaho stream. Be original. I was actually just looking at Pascal's show. He's not doing an Idaho stream. I commend him. I think it's great. He's talking about other stuff tonight. I think that's really cool. I urge other creators to do it as well too. Be original. Start shining some light on these cases that are not getting national attention. It'll help your channel. Believe me. Do the research into it. Stop using all the mainstream media stuff. You can use the story to source stuff, but go out there, chase down the case file, put some body cam footage out there. You never know when that case could break. Get ahead of the curve. Someone was talking to me today. Actually, no, I was talking to AZ today. AZ said to me, "Hey man, you're doing a really good job with Chelsea Grimm." And I'm going to tell you, you had the case file, you've been doing all those streams, you get the body cam stuff out. That minute that case breaks, everybody's going to come to your channel because you've been sourcing it. You've been putting all the information out there. So, I don't know. It's just, to me, let those people rest tonight. Give the Gonzalez family a break. They're going to have to deal with court TV tonight, 2020, whatever, Dateline. They're all going to be running shows. I see some people made like 2-hour documentaries, creators that put together 2-hour documentary. For what? For what? Everything has been said and everything has been done up until this point. Let's move ahead now. Let's stop looking back. We know where we're at in that case. And it's not any disrespect out of those victims at all. We all want justice. We've all been here. I get it. But come on. Let's let those people rest easy tonight. Let's start talking about some other cases. Get involved with something else. So I'm challenging all these creators. Get out there, start talking about some new cases. You do 4 or 5 Idaho streams a week. It's crazy. To do what? To talk at what? What are you doing? What are you doing? But again, I can't get on people and tell them how to do their channel. So anyway, we'll move on tonight. I'm a little froggy. Lungs are still hurting. Throat is still a little bit sore. Everybody's sick. Carrie's sick. I'm sick. Everybody's sick. Everybody I talk to today is sick. So, but we'll move on. We'll talk. We'll have a little fun tonight. We'll let our hair down. Excellent stream last night. Felt like I was firing on it, all cylinders. Everything lined up perfectly. The chat was amazing. We had a lot of brand new people that came in. I had some really great comments on the stream. And look, in Wednesday night, we're gonna have Steve. We're gonna have Steve from SF Investigates on the show. He came to me and he said, "Hey, we're gonna do a stream. He said, let me know the date and time." I said, "Let's do Wednesday," because he just left Tennessee, got back into LA, I think late last night or this morning. Him and I were talking a lot today, actually, through Twitter. and lined up the stream really early this morning. So I'm happy with that. And I think it will be exciting to get Steve over here and talk about his whole process of the boots on the ground coverage that he did in Chelsea's case, and maybe can shed some light on, my timeline and some of the police report as well too. So I'm really excited for that stream. I think it's going to be a really great stream. All right, let's pull up some of this Anthony Farah stuff. So I'll just pull the article up really quick just to give some background as where we are. So the founder of Beverly Hills Timepiece Gentleman consignment store, charged with conning victims into a luxury watch Ponzi type scheme. Los Angeles man previously operated a business in Beverly Hills known as the Gentleman Timepiece, appeared in court this afternoon after his arrest Tuesday by FBI agents on charges of defrauding customers of his luxury watch consignment business. And I think that there's no bail. I think he's actually still in jail, and I think he's going to be there until December 14th. I think that's what I was hearing, the rumor. So Anthony Farah, 35, who until recently lived in downtown Los Angeles, was charged in a federal criminal complaint filed Monday with wire fraud, a felony that carries a statutory maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. And I have a strong feeling that they're going to make a huge example out of this guy, because they have been following him for a while. They've been watching him for a while. They're going to make a huge example out of this guy. Let's see. Farah was, who also was known as the Timepiece Gentleman, was arrested without incident at a storage facility in Venice. And I'm going to show you where that storage facility was, and was held in federal custody overnight. He made his initial appearance this afternoon in U.S. District Court, and an arraignment was scheduled for December 14th. Excuse me. A detention hearing is scheduled for Tuesday. And I think that during that detention hearing, he got no bail. I think they are keeping him there. According to the affidavit filed with the complaint that was unsealed today, Farah founded the company in Texas in 2017 and opened a location in Beverly Hills in 2022. Farah used his business to conduct purchases and sellers of high-end watches, and would typically collect a watch from an individual and have them sign a consignment agreement that stipulated that he would collect a commission from the sale of typically 5%. The complaint alleges that Farah defrauded victims beginning in the late 2022 until the summer of 2023, when he promised customers that he would sell their luxury watches on consignment rather than remitting the funds back to the customers. Less the commission, he kept the proceeds for himself, and Farah lived in a luxury rental property, as known, and is known to drive a Lamborghini and Ducati motorcycles. He traveled frequently too and engaged in gambling in Las Vegas, according to the complaint. Yeah, 100% first-class flight risk, 100%. The complainant further alleges that Farah operated a scheme in a similar manner to a Ponzi scheme, and would lull victims into the sense of security by engaging in smaller successful transactions prior to requesting or engaging in significantly larger transactions. When you go to someone and you bait them into smaller transactions and build that trust, that's called grooming. It's called grooming. You're earning their trust. So you're doing small transactions, and then you go in with the big one, and that's what starts the money grab. Oh, and by the way, we're broadcasting on 5 platforms tonight. We're here on the home base on LTL True Crime Podcast. We're streaming on LTL True Crime Podcast Rewind. We're on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook tonight as well too. So very cool. 5 platforms tonight. 5 platforms. So that's called grooming. Going back to that, building that rapport, building that trust, and then the shark goes in and they bite. All right. So we'll go on here. Multiple victims contacted law enforcement to report that they wired funds to Farah for the purchase of a watch, or mailed him a watch to consign for sale, but were never paid for the watch or never received their watch back. To date, law enforcement estimated the victim losses currently total approximately $3 million. The investigation is ongoing and law enforcement is in the process of identifying additional victims. Farah apparently abandoned Beverly Hills store in August of 2023. And began posting without his various travel throughout the United States on social media. As recently as October 2023, Farah continued to advertise watches for sale on social media platforms, according to the complaint. Criminal complaint contains allegations. All defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in the court of law. The FBI, IRS criminal investigation, and Beverly Hills Police Department are investigating this matter. God, this is big. You have the assistant U.S. attorney involved in this case. You fucked. You in a lot of trouble. I think you in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. I think you in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. All right. So let's show that storage facility. I got it. I found it on Google Earth. It's down in Venice. This is the storage facility was going in and out of. And apparently a channel, I think Tsunami was telling me, was it Tsunami? Tsunami was telling me today that they would watch some stream on it. And they were kind of led to believe that they think maybe he was living out of this facility. Like he just didn't have anywhere to go because he was going in there multiple times back and forth. He was seen in there multiple times going back and forth. So, possibly he could have been living out of there because up the street, he was using the gym. There's a Gold's Gym in and around that area. So beautiful area though, but right in that's the public storage right there. 310 4th Ave, Los Angeles, Venice Beach. So he was working out at that Gold's. Okay. Let's see. Barry says someone should prank the guy and call asking ask for a Casio digital watch and say, "Oh, that's right. You're $5 million in debt. Sorry, I forgot that." All right. I just want to go back into a little prefix, we'll prefix this here. I mean, how could you not see this coming? How do you think that all of this adds up? So let's take a look really quick. This is when Farah got the penthouse in LA, the largest penthouse in LA. It was, I believe the rent on it was $100,000 a month. And he ended up skipping out on the lease, I think in like 4 or 5 months. But we'll take a look. We'll play a little bit of this here and you can get kind of how short this guy is and his tight shorts.
What's up, everybody?
I
want to take a quick second out of this video to answer some questions that we've gotten a lot of. And it's a lot of questions and speculation as to why we need such a big penthouse. And the first thing I want to say is it's not so that we have some massive apartment to live in. It's not so that we have some over-the-top office to showcase our watch business, because
it's not all those things, guys. It has nothing to do with that. Not a big apartment to live in, not to showcase the watches. He's going to tell us what it's for. And then we are going to get in a little bit here to reading through the criminal complaint and the affidavit. I don't think I'm going to read through the 30 pages of it. We'll probably just scroll through it and just pick out all the juicy stuff. So, all right, let's do this.
We don't need any of that.
He doesn't need any
more
of
a meaning behind that, and I wanted to take you on a quick little mini tour to show you the place. We're not going to do the whole thing.
I might have to kill the sound here.
Stuff's still coming. Welcome to the new TPG headquarters.
That's the new TPG headquarters. I'm going to kill the music here. So over the top, so gaudy. Definitely something that he couldn't afford. Definitely was trying to afford with other people's money, allegedly. I don't even think I would want to live in a place like that. It's just too much.
Are in the great room. This space is massive.
All bought.
This is going to
be else's money, allegedly.
Decorated. It's going to be a seating area over here, another seating area.
He is short.
Here.
He's a short guy.
Considering like a baby.
He is not 6 foot tall.
The point of this being,
see how short he is compared to the railing on the
release
glass
parties
railing.
We have get-togethers of any kind. Clients want to come over. Client appreciation dinners, which we're going to do once a month.
Someone was trying to look at like when he was up to an elevator. I think they actually went out and measured, and they measured the elevator button to where he was in the elevator, and he's really short. He's like, yeah, he's like 5'4", 5'3". He is wearing jorts, but they measured the elevator button to see how tall that was, and then went from the button up, and I think it came up to be like 5'4". He's very short. Look how tall he is compared to the fucking sign on the door that says elevator. He is short. Look at the friggin' plaque that says it's right there. He's probably maybe a foot and a half above that. He is short.
You have a bartender somebody playing the piano. It's just a very nice, very elegant seating for cocktail parties. Now, I want to take you out here really quick to the patio. And actually, I'm going to give you guys the an explanation.
Probably really good for filming because he's low, you know? So the camera guy
if you walk over
has to be up like shoulder high.
And you actually look at the building right here. This is the level building. And if you, and that whole top 2 floors is the penthouse there. For any of you guys that remember the video back on the Super Bowl, we were invited out to be a vendor at this at the Athletes First organization, to where we set up our store back in the closet. Now, I was one of 10 vendors for a 3-day weekend. We paid 20 grand to set up there. I don't know what the other guys paid, but let's just assume we all paid the same. The Athletes First organization brought in 200 grand in 1 week, or I'm sorry, 1 weekend. Now let's just assume they spent 100 grand
I want to get
on catering, on security, talking to about renting the space out, you know, for 3 or 4 hours here to do headshots. One's for a realty company, one's for a tech company.
Delusions of grandeur.
They just want to do some photos. And I've also got an art gallery that's potentially interested in staging some art here for their gallery. So it's just a lot of little things. I have another idea for an influencer day where people, once the place is fully furnished, they can come out and, you know, use the gym upstairs, use the movie theater, use the pool.
So you're going to have to pay to do all that.
I showed you guys the great room. I'm only going to show you 3 rooms in this house. The great room, this patio kitchen area, that's going to be for formal cocktail events. It's going to open out.
Now, the funny thing is, you got to keep in mind, none of this happened. None of this happened. They were kicked out in like 4 or 5 months, or they left in like 4 or 5 months. None of what he's talking about ever happened. Yeah, it has nothing to do with watches, right? Sam, this has nothing to do with watches. He was drunk with other people's money, and his plan made no sense. This made no sense. This has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with anything.
This space is pretty much going to stay very empty. That way it can be staged for the different events. I don't really feel the need to show a big empty apartment. There's actually a video on there, and I'll link it in the description, that breaks this place down. But come on up to what is going to be our showroom and office.
They end up only using that one room.
I haven't seen this.
They only end up using that one room, the office. I think they only filmed in that office.
In person yet. But when I first saw this spot, and we saw where the gym is going to go, and then we saw how it steps down another level to the pool, and then it steps down another level to what is also another,
because he's an idiot,
view, almost a 320-degree view of LA. There was a sunset there, and I was like, man, this would be the perfect spot to have my own backyard, 52 stories up. So Doug with Cityscape Landscape helped me find turf, and they've been up here doing this all day. Wow.
He is short. He's very short.
This is awesome. So I told Doug, he has been amazing at getting the perfect trees and plants and everything set up. But I told him the idea up here.
Yeah, exactly, Sam.
I want to feel like when it's done, you're in
this guy.
A very well manicured. It's going to have, I believe,
fuck that. I'm not climbing that thing. I'm going to tell you.
Along with cardio.
Hell no.
And a ton of free weight, body weight stuff.
None of this happened. None of this delusion happened. I just want to let everybody know, because I know you never watched this guy. This did not fucking happen. None of this happened. He just wasted people's money.
Gym. So influencers, whether it's guys, girls, want to come out. Girls, they want to do workouts and in private without anybody bothering them, here you go. You got a badass view behind it. Guys, want to work out, shirts off, nobody judging you. Again, got a full gym. I can rent this out or have people pay for packages to come in and do it. I don't know. I'm playing with the idea, but at the end of the day, it'll be a full gym for the rest of my staff and myself too as well. Down there's like a wet sauna, dry sauna, more showers, stuff like that. So you pretty much almost never have to leave it or leave this place. So it's pretty cool. We've got day beds coming out here, and then our audio video guy has a bunch of rock speakers. So this whole place is wired up also for sound. You can control it from the iPad.
Oh my God.
You can have
this is all people's money.
Every room in the house. You can
exactly.
Out here, it's going to be awesome.
No, this is all
rented out for.
This is all other people's money that did this. Stolen money, allegedly.
Pool party or something. I don't know. I've mentioned renting the space out, running my business. I forgot to mention something earlier. So I've read in some of the comments when we were still. He always
thinks on the fly too. You know what I mean? Like, you know that like they cut the clip and he was like, oh, when I go down there, oh, okay, start the camera. I'm gonna say this. You know, nothing that he ever said ever came true.
No, maybe I didn't consider the fact that I'm not going to be allowed to run a business out of here. I'm not going to be allowed to have all these people out here. I don't want anybody to worry about that. Everything I'm going to be doing here has already been discussed.
It never happened.
Building, you know, obviously we're putting these videos out there. Wouldn't really make sense for me to try to get away with something and then film it and put it on social media. So.
Did he just say it wouldn't make any sense? It wouldn't make any sense for me to just go and do something and put it out there on social media if I couldn't do it. Did he really just say that? He just predicted his own future that, you know, I'm going to get away with.
It's when we were still doing this, you know, maybe I didn't consider the fact that I'm not going to be allowed to run a business out of here. I'm not going to be allowed to have all these people out here. I don't want anybody to worry about that. Everything I'm going to be doing here has already been discussed with the building. You know, obviously we're putting these videos out there. Wouldn't really make sense for me to try to get away with something and then film it and put it on social media, right? So I can say this, that the Ani building is extremely excited we're here. They've been working really hard to make sure that this place comes together the way we envision it and getting.
It's the FBI. It's the FBI right there scouting them already.
I love helicopters and I love planes, so that's never going to get old. Just standing up here or even sitting in the office working in the day, they fly by 3 or 4 times a day. The other day we had one circle the building like 6 times.
All right, I'm done with this. So I wanted to show the ridiculous, high-priced, overpriced penthouse he was in. Oh, check this out too. So not only did he go for try to scam people out of, you know, adults out of their money, he also allegedly scammed kids, teens out of money too, allegedly. Check this out.
Here, Justin has his son Ethan in there, and we're going to go in and try to surprise him a little bit. Okay, we are walking in now.
He is short. That dude is short, bro. He's a short guy. He is tiny.
Mind watching these for a minute? I can leave
this
this here.
Poor kid.
What's up, man?
His dad.
Happy birthday.
So we had that stupid fucking coaching thing. His dad, I think it was 25 or 50 grand. He paid fucking Anthony to coach his teen son, which he probably did 1 or 2 sessions and bailed out and just went in here and met this kid. So essentially paid him 25, 50 grand to come in and meet his kid once. He's not 5'10". There's no way he's 5'10". This fucking kid's like, poor kid.
How are you? What's up, man? How are you, Justin? Nice to meet you. Anthony, nice to meet you.
So sorry you guys have crazy.
Oh my gosh, no, it makes for a funny.
No, I don't think he also do that. I don't think he told him that.
My best friend.
How you doing, Chris?
That's what he said. He's like, why didn't you just fly on the way? And I was like, well, you know, if you talk about drive time to the airport, waiting in line, get on a plane. Maybe Wi-Fi works, maybe it doesn't. I'd rather just drive, and for 4 hours I can work. So, what's up, man?
I know he's shocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's speechless.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Seems like a nice kid too, you
your
know.
dad,
Like a really nice kid.
come over here, Chris.
Ready? He's gonna tell him. He's like, right here.
So your dad reached out to me.
He's like, yeah, and he gave me a whole bunch of fucking money, kid. Yeah, kid, a whole bunch of money.
Birthday surprise for you. I'm gonna let him give it to you.
Yeah, let him tell. Well, son, I was a fucking idiot, and I paid this clown $25,000.
It's been a while. It's been tough for us not to tell you, but I think we're like.
You paid this asshole 25 grand.
We do it together, yeah. Stay tuned, but that's why.
I'll rewind it. I kind of ruined it.
Thank you, sir.
So
happy birthday with a happy ending.
Your dad. Come over here, Chris. So your dad reached out to me, and he has a birthday surprise for you. I'm gonna let him give it to you.
I'll be quiet.
It's been a while. It's been tough for us not to tell you, but I think we're like your second coaching client who signed up for you. We're gonna do it together, yeah.
You're the second coaching client. We're gonna do it together. And the kid goes, "Wow, wow."
Stay tuned, but that's why we had to do the Instagram. Signed up.
Oh, hey, Heavy, what's up, man? Thanks for coming over.
It's funny because
we're
I
just
was telling him kind of the steps.
We do really serious streams over here, and once in a while we can kick back and kind of have a little bit of fun and laugh a little bit. We'll do it at Anthony's expense, absolutely, because we just, you know, basically my channel, and I'll let Heavy know a little bit. So basically my channel started out as a watch channel. I used to stream a lot with JJ. I still go over on his channel and hang out. They're great guys, but I did a lot of watch content. But then I kind of branched off of my own and really wanted to, you know, get into my passion, which is true crime. And, you know, we do stuff like this to, you know, we'll expose scammers and scams and stuff like that. So, you know, we'll have some fun at Anthony's expense every once in a while and bring up some TPG stuff. And my audience loves it. We can kick back, be a little bit more goofy and fun, you know, because we do really serious stuff over here. So, yeah, welcome to the chat. Make sure to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. He said, Candy says, I bet he paid $200 for those damn ripped jeans. Susan says he's the kind of dude that would rage out if I arrived for dinner with heels on, I feel. And then Kevin says, that's awesome, man. Hope you're feeling better. I'm trying to get there, man. My lungs are still sore. Throat is still jacked up, but no fever. I'm on a ton of medication right now. So something's going to start working here soon. Everybody's getting sick right now. Everybody's getting sick. All right, let's play a little bit more of this, and then we're going to start reading the criminal complaint.
What I'm going to have you guys do.
Poor fucking guy.
And so it's like, as I would say stuff in my videos. So we had a phone call about 2 months ago, and I purposely kept that off the video because he's like, he watches everything you do. So I've kept everything. I've kept any hints or inclinations that would have given you an idea to it.
Sorry,
but it's funny, whenever I was telling one of my other clients about the Instagram course, he texted me and he's like, can I call you real quick? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, Ethan's now, he's like, we should do this Instagram course. So he's like, should I get it? And I was like, yeah, go ahead and get it. I'll reimburse you for it. But
virus.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Like a virus thing.
Yeah. So,
poor guy.
Welcome to my coaching program.
Yeah.
And
I just fucked you out of 25 or 50 grand.
Starting on January 1st, we are going to hit the ground running with Elux.
It never happened.
Well, there's culture shock or like.
No, I just never expected to see you.
No, he's like, no, I was only joking to my dad. You know, I just kind of threw it out there, and he really signed me up with this asshole. That's what he's thinking. Dad, I was only kidding. I'm only fucking joking. I didn't want to be around this guy. No, son, you know, I don't want to be around this guy. I was only kidding. Duco in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. So it would be epic to get some previous coaching clients to do an interview with you. Yes, that'd be great. Listen, if there's anybody in here that has been defrauded by this clown, I'll drop the link to you. Come on and tell our story. Tell your story. You know, we want to hear it. We'll play a little bit more of this, then we can go to the criminal complaint. We're just going to hang out. Light stream, loose stream tonight. Duco, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Love it. What do you got? The Batman on? Batman? No, Pepsi. My eyes are bad. Right? I can't even see anymore. Yeah, Dugas. Yeah, that'd be great. We can track some of those people. I put open requests out. No one will come on. No one will come on at all. No one will come on. All right, let's keep playing through.
I know.
I'm glad.
I
Poor
told
fucking
this
kid.
story how like it's been almost exactly a year since we really started following him. When I first reached out to Marco to get mom to watch.
You showed me the videos of him when he spot.
Yeah.
When the guy tried to sell his fake and all that.
I told him how you.
Let me put this over here.
Oh yeah, when Anthony
I'm
tried
not
to
sure
roast
if
me.
this is gonna pick.
After a year and a half, you've learned every trick in the book when it comes to mics.
When it comes to money, that's what he meant to say. After a year and a half, I've learned all the tricks to get money. Allegedly.
Who's this?
Him.
Okay, I'll just put it right. I'll put it right there. But anyway,
I was telling Anthony how, like, watching religiously, you started journaling, you're working out, your diet.
This poor kid, this fucking poor kid. I feel bad for him because his dad paid this asshole probably 25 or 50 grand to show up and make an appearance, and probably didn't come through one fucking thing that he said he was going to do. AZ with the 5. Thank you. He said, I used to sell phony Happy Day collectibles and it was a Fonzie scheme. That's really good. That's a good one, man. I love that. That's really, really good. That's really funny. That's really, really good. That's clever. That was really, really clever. But yeah, I mean, this poor fucking kid, I feel bad for him. Because Anthony's like, I just made 25 grand for just showing up. I don't get it. I don't gotta give this kid anything. All right, let's keep playing.
how much would you lose?
45 pounds, I think.
Wow.
75, 35.
We'll take a commercial break in a
Went from
second.
175 to 135 in how long?
And he's grown probably 4 inches in that time too. While dropping
His
weight.
dad is so proud of his
But he's been
son.
going
You
to
know what I
CrossFit,
mean?
My wife every morning,
Feel bad.
religiously, changed his diet completely. Like he won't even eat like bacon wrapped steak. Tonight my wife had bacon wrapped scallops. She's like, no, like he's just totally.
Love that.
Yeah. It was birthday.
Birthday present.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Seemed like a really nice kid too. Poor kid.
But dude, I'm excited. It's
Yeah.
16 years old. You
Excited.
realize
I just got 25 grand.
If we get you to where I want you
The
in a
amount of
year,
time. The amount of time is just.
you're gonna be. So you turn 16 or turn 17?
Turned 16 today.
Turn 16. You'll be the youngest IWJG member in 2022. I promise. You'll be the youngest I've ever seen or heard of to have a booth.
Well, the only reason we've done this.
It's never happened. This poor kid, he's feeding all these fucking lies and delusions into this kid's head. I just feel bad for the kid, because let's just say he really was into it, This kid's heart's broken now. But I'll tell you, they probably have a good family story to go around. That fucking guy that I gave 25 grand to show up at my kid's 16th birthday? Well, that asshole's in jail. He apparently embezzled fucking $3 million. What a fucking campfire story, right? Here, I got one for you. And they're sitting around. They got the neighbors over. I got one. I got a fucking story for you. Listen to this one.
What happened was, for like 7 months, he's been pushing it. He's learning the models, down the price, looking at watch charts.
Poor
like,
kid.
Just following it all, watching all the videos. And he's been pushing me. I've been hesitant, like Ethan, all it takes is one or two fake
Of course, he's
go
still
by
out of
us,
his
and
chair.
next thing you know, you're out 50 grand, 60 grand. I'm like, you gotta really, this isn't something we jump into. And he's like, okay, I'll study more. I'm gonna get on it. I know, watching more and more videos. But that's my biggest thing is I'm
Poor
like,
kid.
how do we spot? How do we
I'll
know
tell you
it's
the
authentic?
biggest secrets to spotting fakes that I've learned
There's so
over the
many
years.
scammers out there.
You buy the
The secret to spotting what? Let's back that up. Tell us about spotting fakes, Anthony.
Watching more and more videos. But that's my biggest thing is I'm like, how do we spot? How do we
I'll
know
tell you
it's
the
authentic?
biggest secrets to spotting fakes that I've learned
There's so
over the
many
years.
scammers out there.
Dude, there's so much irony in all of these videos. The father just says, there's so many scammers out there. It's amazing. It's so funny.
You buy the person, not the watch. I've learned a lot about watches.
The irony in all of it
I've
is
never bought a
amazing.
fake, and I studied. I may have mentioned it in one of my videos, but the first Breitling I bought, I was watching YouTube videos on how to spot fake Breitlings on the way to the deal.
Oh, really?
And, you know, I kind of thought I was kind of a little cocky too. And
Yeah,
I
like
got
a
there, I was like,
Cliff
oh,
Notes.
hang on, let me check the blue gradient on the crystal and all these things. But that's kind of how I learned, and I would study meticulously until I met my business partner Marco, who could spot fakes from a mile away. So I quit studying watches and I started studying people. And what I've learned is you
There's
don't
so
have
much
to know
irony.
anything about watches to spot a fake 9 out of 10 times. If you can recognize the stories that
Yeah,
a
the
scammer has, if you can recognize
Freudian
the
slip,
tendencies or the inconsistencies, then you can pick them out.
The
9
story,
out of 10
my
times.
uncle gave
They
it to
always
me.
have a story.
Talking fast.
It was a gift. It was this. I've got to pay for my.
Not real sure.
I've got to pay for. That's my favorite. I've got to pay for a funeral. Tell me
That's
this.
probably what Anthony said to all his investors. Hey, I gotta pay for a funeral. I need more money. Give me your money. I gotta pay for a funeral.
Of all the litigation that's ever happened when someone dies and the family goes to fighting over money, when has it ever been brought up? How are we going to pay for the funeral? Nobody gives a shit. They want it. They want to know what's theirs. Sorry about that language.
Get their piece.
But they want their piece. They're not worried about how to pay for the funeral. So it just always cracks me up when scammers use, I've got to sell this watch really fast to pay for the funeral. No, you don't.
And the story's just, it's kind of weird, kind of vague, purposely.
Right. But you now no longer have to worry about that. You still need to study the watches as much as you can, because you can sell. I can sell any watch to any person, and I could tell you I'm going to charge you more than market value.
Unbelievable.
But I sell you on the emotion of not even the watch.
This is
the emotion of the watch.
He's teaching this kid how to scam, essentially. I mean, that's what he's doing. But if there was money in front of him, he would be talking people out of their money.
Have to know about the watch to invoke that emotion in someone. If you can tell a story about a watch and you can figure out someone's emotional tie to a specific watch.
Carrie, you know what's funny? If you go on all of his videos, like most of his videos is spotting a scammer. Someone tried to scam us. We got scammed. It's all scam stuff.
Connection to it, you will sell it. But you have to know about watches to do that.
All right, I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but I just found some irony in all of that today too. Oh yeah, I want to play this really quick. Some of his business dealings, how he thinks about business. Dude, this is shiesty. So I'm trying to remember the scenario in this. So he says to the guy, hey, it's still your client, but put me in touch with him because then I'll be the middleman. It's a total scam job. Like he's just essentially pushing that guy aside without pushing him aside. And you'll hear that. Listen really close. Because if you're not smart enough to catch this shit, this is where you get scammed. He's like, you'll hear it. It's very interesting.
Find that watch. I also know where a couple of them are, or one of them is at least that's naked. So I think you're, what I quote you, 550?
Yeah, I think it was like 530, 550. It was around that price.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. And you tell me if you're
ready.
Since it's your client, I'm very fair. Here's what I can do is, because it's going to come down to, it sounds like he wants to see the watch in person. I can get that watch in my hands, but I can also get a shitload of other stuff, even better stuff. I can tell you what my cost is on it, and you make the introduction, and if I sell this guy a piece, we'll just do a split profit deal.
Oh, that's amazing.
So if you can arrange him coming to see me in LA, that's where I've got the most. Either LA or Miami is where I've got the most heavy hitting inventory.
Okay.
And I can meet him out there, show him a bunch of stuff.
That's the scam. It's still your client. But if you can get him to come out to LA or Miami, that's where all my major stuff is. So when you get that guy there, you know he's going to pull him off to the side and start talking to him and say, hey, you really don't need to deal with him. And then he's probably knows this guy has a lot of money, and he's going to try to butter him up and get more money out of him. That's the scam.
And see what I can sell, and then just whatever I sell him, I'll split profit with.
So he'll do one deal with the guy. He'll probably do one deal with that guy if this happened, split the profit with the guy on the phone. But then after that, he's already made the introduction. So he doesn't need this guy anymore. He doesn't need to call him and say, hey, I'm going to sell him another watch. Since you gave me the connection, I'm going to split it. He could just say, I never talked to that guy again in my entire life. That's the scam. This is what he did. This is what he would do to people. And then he would find out who had big money. Have big money, you start building up those small transactions. Then you go in like a shark and you grab the money from them. Oh, invest in this. Give me this. We're going to open a store together. You know, I'll give you 20%. Blah, 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 blah. It's a scam.
He sounds like a plan.
Cool, man. Well, dude, connect us. Talk to your boy. Talk to your boy. And if it makes it easier, so it takes a little bit off of your plate where you're not playing middleman with the conversation, put us in a group text. Put us in a group text, dude. I'm never going to try to take, like a lot of guys are out there, oh, yeah, give me your client. I'll take care of you. No, put us in a group text. That we can see all of our conversation. Sure. I'm never going to cut somebody out. This is your client. I'm happy if I can get extra business off of it. And we both make some money. It's still your client, but I'm happy to orchestrate the transaction because I have access to the I either have the inventory or I have access to it.
All right.
It's just an angle. That's all it is, Barry. It could be pillowcases. It could be water bottles. You know what I mean? You're just looking at the business side of it. So what he's doing is, I mean, it's a networking thing, but he's telling him, hey, look, I'm not going to fuck you over, man. Since you put me in contact with guy A, what I'll do is if I make a deal, I'll give you 20% of it. But only way we're going to do that is let's get him out to see my inventory. So you arrange to fly him in. He'll come to LA or Miami where all my inventory is, alleged inventory. He starts buttering the guy up and wants to talk to him and find out what's his resources, what's his money like. And then he can start doing little test sales with him and build that guy up and build that confidence. Oh, he got me the watch right away. It's really good. It was in great condition. It was real. It was genuine. And you're building this guy up. You're building the confidence. And then he goes in and probably starts saying like, hey, you know, why don't you give me $100,000? I'll buy some inventory with it. And when I buy that inventory on every sale that I make, I'm going to take 5%, but I'll give you an extra 3% or an extra 5%. So you'll get kickback on your money. That never was happening. So he was just taking their money, spending it out because he had to pay other people back. And then when that money ran dry, he was using his inventory to say, well, I don't have the money right now, but why don't you take this Batman? It's worth 25 grand. That's the 25 grand you borrow from me. Hang on to that for now. So when I make some sales and make cash, I'll buy that watch back from you. But that never happened. It never, ever happened. And that's how he was taking all this money. That's how he was shifting all the money away around. It's a shell game. It's essentially a shell game. You know, it's a fucking shell game. Yeah, I'll drop the link if JJ wants to jump on. I know Duco was in the room. We're going to get to reading the affidavit here in a second, but I wanted to play some of this, you know, this context to you guys so you had an idea of what was going on, because I know a lot of this is new to people. But yeah, if anybody wants to jump on, jump on. JJ, if you want to jump on, hang out for a little bit, perfectly fine. I'd love to have you on the show. And we're going to, my audience loves JJ. We're going to, read through the affidavit here in a minute in the criminal complaint. So let me play a little bit more, probably about another minute of this, and then we'll start doing the complaint.
Yeah, definitely. Dude. Like I said, you'll be receiving a text soon.
All right, sounds good, dude. Take care.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
I can stop. It's perfect timing because I'm going to bring. Hang on. There he is.
Bring him in. What's
Bring him
going
in.
on, man? How's it going?
What was it? Grow balls.
Grow balls. Watch O'Sheen.
Grow balls. Yeah, what's up, dude?
Nothing much. How you feeling?
You know, lungs still hurt, still gargly fucking throat, but you know, we're getting there.
Power through it, buddy. Power through it.
Yeah, it does not stop the channel. We always still create, you know.
I got it. I got that. I hear you. Yeah, I wanted to hop on about an hour ago, but got a little delayed. So
it's no problem. Hey, listen, if everybody doesn't know, JJ's hit 5,000 subscribers the other night, so that's a big milestone for his channel. So why don't you guys all give him a little love there in the channel? That would be cool. I'd appreciate that. We'll give him a cheer.
Oh, thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, the exclusive watch only space is not easy to pick up subscribers. You know, that's.
I'm telling you, man, the way that you've gone, you know, and I'll tell you, I think the the Wesley and Bob interview obviously was a huge turning point in your channel. Not that I'm saying that your channel wasn't great before, because I think it really is. And I enjoy it. I love all the people over there. You and I have had a friendship for God, what, over 2 years now. But what you're doing, I think in the long term is really going to blow out all these other channels. I really have confidence that, I mean, your interviewing skills is amazing. Your presentations are fantastic. Your thumbnails have improved. Your titles are great. I know you and I have talked a little bit about that stuff, but you know what you're doing over there, and you have a loyal audience. And that's the thing that I always say to people is, yeah, I have 12,000 subscribers. Yeah, big deal. But you know what? If the same 100 people come into this chat every night and support me, that's all that matters. You know, that's all that matters. I mean, even though I love all those other 12,000 subscribers, but I love the loyal people that I see night after night. And that just really makes it like home here, you know?
Oh, thank you. Very cool. Yeah, and look, you got a great thing here built up. You know, I see a lot of the people in your chat that I always see. It's nice when you create a little space, a little home.
Yeah,
you've been knocking it out of the park yourself. I know. You know, trials and tribulations. You know, you go through it. Sometimes the channel stalls out for a while. I mean, I pretty much deaded it for 8 months. That didn't help. That's definitely channel suicide to do that, but I got to say, that's one thing that I'm really surprised at. You know, I had it built up to, you know, let's say whatever it was, like over the couple of months, like 1,500 subs, and I just like deaded it for 8 months. When I started again, it was stagnant for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Like I'm talking dead, and then yeah, it just started picking up. You know, you got to just power through, like we said. But it went from 1.5 to 5 in what, the last 6, 7 months. You know, so it's been working.
Yeah, it's been really good, and you're getting really great quality people, and I'm finding that here. You know, start reaching out to guests. You know, I got a guy coming on Wednesdays named Steve from SF Investigates. He's been involved in a case that I've been covering here the last couple of weeks, and he was a private investigator on that case. And getting people like that to come on and show that interest to your audience, you know, someone that was there firsthand investigating on the case, just like you're getting, you know, the people on your channel, you know, kind of wrapped up in this TPG stuff, some of the people that get frauded by this guy. And, you know, those are the interviews that will project your channel. So you always got to be outreaching. You always got to improve, and you always have to look forward. So I think you're doing great, man. I think you're going to be one of the more successful live, you know, YouTube channels in the watch genre. I know that's kind of what you do, but you're killing it, really killing it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. And I enjoy coming over there. I love just laughing with you guys. It's great. So.
Yeah, man. Well, look, you know, you have an open door policy. You've been around since a long time ago, so doors always open for you to come on. And I'm glad there's some crossover. Guys have been getting interested in the true crime genre that you've been doing as well. I know I catch it sometimes, like when I have a chance.
Yeah.
I like, it's not something I usually follow. I only follow because you do it, and then I find myself getting sucked in. I'm like, fuck, I gotta know what's gonna happen now. What are they gonna find some juice here? Are we gonna get some details? You know, so it's good stuff. It's all about the way you present it, and I think you're doing a good job at that.
I think that, yeah, but you know what the thing is I have to say, and I know we're kind of probably fucking patting each other on the back here. We're having a fucking kissing session, but I think, you know, the thing in all of this is, it's if you're fucking genuine. And I think that if you're just the person you are, people pick up on that. And I've always noticed that about like you and the crew that hangs out on your channel, Cap, Ollie, Ari, you know, all Duco, all those guys. They're just genuine people. Like you're a genuine person, and you haven't changed since I've met you. And the audience knows that. And, you know, just be who you are. When you try to fake it, people are going to fucking figure it out. I mean, obviously, look who we're talking about today.
yeah, for sure. You know, I've always stuck to the thing of like, you can't like try to appease people and be like, because, you know, you get comments like, oh, you should do this more professionally. You should do that. I'm like, in my head, it's like, well, this is my personality. If you want to watch a professional interview, go watch like Tim Masso or Teddy Bald. Like, there's plenty of channels you could watch that. Like, if you want to come to a place with a bunch of guys who just like watches and like to fool around, then you know, discuss what we're getting. You know, it does get serious sometimes, but usually it's just like fun. You know, I'm not going to change my personality or
Right.
become like all professional for what? Like, I want it to be the same atmosphere as if I'm hanging out with my friend. I mean, you know what it's like. It's kind of a bunch of guys fooling around, and it's just basically related around, like how you do. Like, I'm sure you guys make jokes and stuff, but it's centered around a case
Yeah.
or something like that. It's pretty much the same thing. But
Yeah, we do this stuff so we can kind of let our hair down a little bit, because it's it's serious, but it's not, it's someone that fucking burned himself essentially. We want to laugh a little bit. So Spirit says, since I subscribe, I always love every show. Always give it a thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. All right, let's look at this affidavit, dude. I'm not going to read through the whole fucking thing, but I think we can pick out some of the juicy stuff. So United States District Court for the Central District of California, Anthony Farah, aka Timepiece Gentleman. And I was tipped off the other day that I think some of those last crew that was in there, Z, Trevor, they may be all involved in this criminal complaint as well, too. So I don't know if you heard that, JJ.
Well, you'll see in there like very familiar initials, right? As you scroll through, you'll see WS, right? Is Wesley that was on the show,
right?
You'll see BS was Bob. I think there's another.
But I'm saying, as far as charges coming across, I think Z and Trevor are wrapped up in this too. At some point.
Oh, yeah, I got what you're saying.
I heard that. I heard a rumor. So
it's possible. I mean, like we were speculating about Liz and Darby getting married and like spousal immunity. Like that was, they've been together a while, so I don't think they're going to be able to fight that and say they got married. They've been together for 5 years or whatever. Right. So it's not like because there is like a law that's basically like it nullifies if you did it only for court reasons, but you can't say that with them because they have a 5-year relationship. That's right. More of like we did a crime and then like tomorrow we get married. They're like, come on, guys, you didn't get married. You're full of shit. You just did it because you got caught. Like they have proof that they've been in a long-standing relationship. So I think they won't have an issue with that. It could have just been the timing, could be they could have been planning this for a long time.
Right.
But that speculation is out there. I mean, look, I'm not saying anything at all. It just
we don't know. Yeah.
People brought it up, so I addressed it. It's a possibility, but it's also very possible that it's just they've been talking about this for a long time and they finally did it. So
Orko says Z definitely rolled on Tony, but then Heavy came back and said, I think Z cooperated. So there's a mixed bag.
Well, that's the same thing. That means the same thing, really. If you rolled on him or you cooperate. And by the way, I love that name, Orko. That's great. Yeah, shout out to the He-Man fans.
Right. Good stuff. So this was filed back on July 7, 2023. That's when the complaint came through. And we have the offense description of wire fraud. Not good stuff. And you have fucking FBI special agent on it. And it's signed by the district. It's signed by the magistrate judge. But you also have the assistant district attorney on this case. That's not good. That's not good.
They gave him no bail either. So
yeah, he's fucked. Because they think he's probably a flight risk.
Yeah, but no, they did it to stick it to him more, I think. Because think about it. If they think you're a flight risk, right? They could take his, or they could think he might possibly be some type of flight risk. They could just take his passport away, which he recently acquired. There's means to stop people from traveling, right? Like if they think you might possibly be a flight risk, you could volunteer. Like I'll hand in my passport.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere. Unless the only two things that tells me in my head is, number one, they just want to stick it to him, which means they're going to stick it to him with any type of deal he makes. Or number two, they think he is a flight risk, that badly because what they're going to hit him with is that big.
Right.
So either way, it's not good, right?
Well, they fucking let him out, and and I don't want to make fun of anything like this, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way. He finds a fucking bridge and jumps. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's probably for his own protection as well, too. And you might have some people fucking looking for you. So, okay. So it's just essentially going to go into here about the introduction of the FBI agent that got involved doing the investigation. I want to get into like more of the affidavit because that's where all the juicy stuff comes up from. It talks about the purpose of the affidavit. Affidavit is made in support of a criminal complaint against the arrest warrant for Anthony Farah for wire fraud in violation of 18 U.S.C. -1343. It's going to go into all the background of the affidavit. apparently went into a storage unit. You can see that here in the description, attach A. So you have some exhibits that are there in here as well. Mail fraud, wire fraud. He's in a lot of trouble. We'll just kind of go through that. You have the statement of probable cause based on my review, law enforcement reports, conversations with law enforcement officers, and any known participation in this investigation. And then it just kind of goes into the background. Founded the company in Texas. We already know about all of that. So it all started, it said beginning no later than around November 2022 and continued through at least August 3rd of 2023. So they had been basically, geez, man, they're only going back almost 2 years.
Mhm.
Yeah. Farah, known as the Timepiece Gentleman, defrauded victims by providing their luxury watches to Farah and had associates promising to sell their watches to consignment. It's basically in the news article. We've read this already. But I wanted to go to when they start talking about Farah operates a fraudulent scheme that induced victims to part with funds or luxury watches. Based on the investigation to date, Farah appears to be operating a fraudulent scheme where he would take possession of luxury watches on behalf of the victims, agree to sell the watches for the victims in return for consignment, and then ultimately sell and trade watches for his own benefit without remitting payment to the victims of the scheme. So here, this is what you're talking about. Victim B, victim A or one, that's Bob, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, BS is Bob. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's definitely starts with an S.
So it basically goes on to say law enforcement interviewed victim BS, contacted Farah on February 2023 to purchase a watch for 20 grand. According to BS, wired the 20 grand, received the watch. See, but this is what I talked about, that building up. And I don't know if you caught this, JJ, building people's confidence. So you do that little sale first.
Oh, yeah. Oldest
Go
trick
ahead.
in the book. No, I was just saying, it's the oldest trick in the book. Everyone does that, right? They do one good deal with you, and then they hit you off the head.
Right.
It's like 3-card Monty. You ever see in the street game 3-card Monty? Or you pick you follow the king, pick the king, whatever, or you follow the ball in the cup. They let you win the first couple dollar hands, and then you bet $20, $50, $100, and they fucking then you lose all of a sudden.
It's like the carnies. You fucking go to the carny. They what do? They like the ball in the basket. They'll keep a couple of balls in there. So when you throw the ball, it absorbs the inertia of the ball that hits. So it'll land every single time. Then when you start putting that money down, they take the balls out, and that's where it starts bouncing off the basket. That's they fucking get you.
Yeah. So
you got 20 grand, 50 grand. You went to 80 grand. Then you said he valued about 220,000 of what he lost. And it just goes in here to the the full case file, and then we'll go on. We'll move through this, and this is FL, another victim. FL, you don't know who that is, do you?
That I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think you remember when Bob started doing the TikTok videos, and he got the Sea Dweller from Anthony's payment, and he said, I can't keep this because I know it was just stolen from somebody else. And he said, if anyone knows whose this is, and then they actually found out who it was, and he gave it back, I think that's this person, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, Sam says Florida's the Sky Dweller owner.
Sea Dweller. See, yeah, that's the same guy I'm talking about. It was a Sea Dweller, I'm pretty sure.
Right. So just going to go into kind of what happened there. Oh, yeah, right here. Bob later claimed to having received a Rolex red letter Sea Dweller. Yep. From Farah. Yep. You're right on that. And then it's going to go in here. That's Wesley.
Yeah, that's Wesley.
I want to show. So Wesley, if everybody doesn't know, this was, and I have this video up. I'm just going to play a little bit so people. This is Wesley. This is the person inside in the complaint. So I'll play a little bit of this really quick, and you get to see who Wesley was.
We are about to pull in to meet my client Wesley and his wife and kids, and present him with the first part of his collection. I'm excited. It's a pretty big deal. It's actually my single biggest deal I've ever done in one transaction. So
he knows he's already groomed him with the little transactions. Now the shark's going in for the big one.
Got 15 watches to the tune of just over $1 million. So we're gonna go meet him, figure out how to get in here. Hey, what's up, buddy? We're at the gate. Is there a code to put in?
Shit. Yes, pound.
Oh, you're welcome.
There we go. Okay. Somebody just pulled in or pulled up close to it and opened it for us. All right.
Probably
I'll
could
see you
have
in a
fast
second.
forwarded through all this shit, but hold on.
All right, now I'm going to cut for a minute, guys. Obviously, for safety reasons, I don't want to show this guy's house or anything like that. So I'll see you guys back when we get inside.
So this is Wesley, and if you remember, he was the first guy that came forward and talked to JJ on his channel. And if you guys want to see that, go over to JJ's Watch Hangout. JJ, if you want to drop your link, or if one of my mods can grab his link, drop his link.
Yeah, I don't think I can because I'm not a mod. But...
Yeah, oh, you're not? We got to change that.
I wrote in there if you want to make me one, I could drop.
Yeah, I'm going to get you right now. And you can drop your link in there. And go over, check out his interviews with Wesley, and then they eventually had Bob on, and then we had the big panel when we had Anthony on there, and the big fight, which was great. So I'll play a little bit of this so you guys can understand who Wesley was or is. Nice house, by the way. So I added just to bring and show a few extra pieces. These two, and I got some other ones. But there you go. You're missing the white gold Louis Vuitton and the Batman. So Sam's saying, guys, TPG set up Wes on this one. He forgot to blur Wesley's company on his t-shirt, and Bob was not happy about it. Platinum Day, that's the one they introduced last year. That's the first one I've seen in person. They introduced it last year, but I didn't start seeing them actually hit the market until about January was the first ones I actually saw coming out in circulation. I'm not going to play too much longer, but just so everybody can get kind of a taste. Discontinued John Mayer. These are sick. White and rose. If you ever go for a yellow gold, if you decide now, just to give context to everybody in the room, this is about $1 million worth of watches right here. I'm right on that, right, JJ? About $1 million bucks.
This, let me see, 304. Yeah, about close to it, almost
$1 million bucks. I mean, all those Daytonas. So that'll start adding up. But yeah, I'm not going to play too much more of this. I just wanted to get you guys an idea of who Wesley was. We'll go back to the complaint. I want to get to the bottom. The actually affidavit is really good. So they go on to talk about all the criminal complaints that were filed, and Wesley was out about $385,000, and then ultimately at the end was just close to about $1 million. So this poor guy. All right, we'll go down here to the Farrah admits on social media owing people money for watches. This is where it starts getting really good.
I'm going to drop your link in my WhatsApp, by the way. I forgot.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Get some people over here. We'll hang out. And if anybody wants to jump on, we'll drop the link. Farrah admits on social media and using other people's money to fraud. I viewed a YouTube video. It's where they start getting all the stuff together. I viewed a YouTube video. This is the $5 million debt one. This is perfect. I viewed a YouTube video posted by Farrah on August 2nd, 2023, titled, I finally hit rock bottom, $5 million in debt. This video is 14 minutes and 18 seconds long. You know you're fucked if they're putting the exact time down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. It includes a written summary of text included in the video that states that Farrah is a drug addict, has a gambling problem, and a spending problem. Farrah also wrote in the statement that he betrayed people's trust that were close to me. I've taken advantage of people. I've hurt people. I'm a fraud, and I owe people a lot of money. Oh, dude, this guy's dead.
I think he thought saying all this would spare anyone going to the authorities. I really don't think he believed he would get in trouble because he was really adamant about, I didn't run away, so how could I didn't beat anyone because I just didn't pay them yet. I don't know if you remember that part. Do you remember?
Yeah, who's giving him that fucking advice?
Well, I don't know. Apparently nobody. He took it upon himself because I remember I was just like stunned. I was like, but it doesn't work like that. When someone gives you a watch to sell and you sell the watch, you give them the money. You don't go spend it and then figure out later when you give it to them when you feel like it. That's not how it goes.
Yeah. So Lady Law, and she actually is a law student, Lady, and I talk a lot. She said, JJ, you know you're going to probably be a witness.
I doubt it. I mean, he said this on his own. That was his own video. That wasn't my video. My video, I had Bob and Wesley on, and he came on and argued with them. But I mean, I don't know anything more than what the video says, so I don't know why they would need me. But whatever, it is what it is.
I think it'd be fucking hilarious if you were.
I wouldn't want to be. Yeah, I have no interest in that.
It'd be hilarious though. But I mean, you do. In a YouTube video, Farah is sitting and talking to camera, what appears to be in a kitchen behind him. I know that Farah is in the video because I have reviewed information from the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, that included Farah's Texas driver's license. Oh boy, they didn't even redact his driver's license. Whoa, that's open, guys. Sorry. During that video, Farah admitted it to look at me lifestyle, trying to up his appearance. Farah admitted the stuff that he was doing wrong and spending people's money. Living the flex lifestyle is a great quote. Living that flex lifestyle and all that stuff was wrong. Ultimately stated in the video that he was digging himself out of a hole, and the hole is $5 million. Farah's used the term debt and described the loss of amount. Dude, this guy is so buried.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what would possess you to go on your social media and, in detail say how badly you screwed everyone. Unless you just wanted it over with, some people just want to give up.
Yeah, Orko said you might be called to authenticate the video.
Oh my God, everyone's writing, I'm going to get subpoenaed. I'm a very hostile witness. They're not going to want me. I don't want they have to drag me in kicking and screaming because
government. I fucking hate the government. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's be clear. I love America, but I don't know anything that they haven't seen on YouTube, so I don't know how useful I would be.
But I mean, it just goes in and has all these. And then oh God, Farah admits on social media robbing Peter to pay Paul. On around August 1st, 2023, victim Bob, that's Bob, posted a recorded call between him. And that was the one in the car, right? And they had that call in the car.
Say it again. When he taped his the phone call.
Right. Yeah, I think that's that recorded call. I got a $5 coming in.
To be honest with you, all right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it'll pertain to this, so I'll wait.
So Motion says, Motion with the 5. Thank you so much. He says, hey guys, you think they might bring anyone from the TPG to the witness stand?
I don't think they're going to bring anyone to a witness stand, and here's why. There's no way he's not taking a deal. They are going to drop 50 counts of wire fraud in front of him and say it's 20 years per count. So you're getting 100 years, whatever. We'll give you a deal for 10. And his lawyer, if he's any good, will say 5. They'll settle somewhere around 7 to 10. 7 to 10, somewhere in there. And that's what he's going to do. I mean, he might get less. People said, like, oh, you're crazy. He's only going to get... I wouldn't be shocked if he got 20. I wouldn't be shocked if he got 3, because this is a non-violent case, but it's a lot of publicity and a large amount of money. Someone had said to me the other day, like, Jordan Belfort stole way more and got less time. I'm like, yeah, but they don't put you in jail longer because you stole more money. It depends what the crime is that you committed. You could steal $100 million and the crime could only be punishable for a couple of months in prison. You know what I mean? People rob a TV from a store. If they kill a clerk on the way out, they're going to jail forever. It's $500 TV. The amount of money you stole is irrelevant. It's the crime you committed that matters. But wire fraud is no fucking joke, man. It's 20 years per count. And a count is not one transaction. It's every time you speak about it and defraud someone about. So, like, if you have 5 discussions about the same wire transaction, that's 5 counts on the same wire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they could drop a number in his lap, like, hey, you're looking at 200 years if you go to trial. You know what I mean?
Take 10, we drop, you just take 10 right now.
At least you'll come out at a decent age before you're 50.
That's the thing I was thinking today. I was talking to one of my mods. I said, this fucking guy might get 20, 40, 50 years. And like I said, they're going to come back with him in 10, and he might as well take the 10. But I'm like, I'm wondering if this fucking guy is so has so much ego. He's like, no, I'm gonna go and fight this. He'd be a fucking moron to do it.
No, you don't fight the feds. They don't get you until they got you. This is not a state case.
Yeah.
You're got when they come and take you. There's a reason they have a 90 whatever percent rating. You're not getting away. And most of the time they like to make deals because they know it's over and done with. The jury could be erratic. You could always get one person to say, nah, I don't think you did it. And they don't want to take that chance either. If they feel they're going to make you get punished, people are saying like, he's. I see in the chat Sam saying he's a 2-time felon. You don't think he's going to get a great deal. I agree with you on one hand, but again, this is a non-violent crime. It's not. It's. I still think he's going to get around 7 to 10 years, maybe 5. Depending on his lawyer.
And it's funny too because I used this example the other day. Like Dane Cook, back in like the mid 2000s, his real brother squirreled away like $50 million from him or something like that.
Yeah, he stole his money. I remember that.
He stole all his money, and it's not like the amount of money. He goes, if I call and I say the amount of money that he stole, they're probably going to take their sweet fucking time getting to this. But I called the IRS and I went, he took a bunch of money and he owes probably a lot of taxes, and they had him arrested within 24 hours. And I'm telling you, this is probably the same thing in this case as well too. He's going to end up the wire fraud, and they're going to nail him with probably taxes on the back end of it too. If they look through his books now, because they have everything, they're going to look through everything. Like, where are your books? He probably didn't even have any.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. I know a lot of people saying like, oh, it could implicate other. He's going to flip to get other people in trouble, but I don't think they need him to flip on any more of this. I think they have everything they need, right? It's a matter of doing the paperwork now and following the trail. But I think if he was involved with shady characters, they could use him to flip it up into maybe something a little more violent or a little more heinous, like some drug dealing or some terrorist activities. Like, who knows what shady characters were funding him before this. So that I could see, and I'm not saying, look, I never say someone's going to tell this. That's not a good label to put on someone. The guy has done time before. I don't know if he has a history of that, so I don't want to put that on him. But just to, like, if people are saying, oh, well, he'll do it, the only thing they would offer him is not for this case. It would be for something else, something bigger and better.
Right.
Like this case, he's already done. He's the head guy they want to get.
Yeah, and you don't know if there's parallel investigations going on right now. Like I said, we're only seeing the charge of wire fraud here, but they may be investigating, let's look at his taxes. Was he paying his taxes? Let's audit him. And then they come up with something like that. This fucking guy might go in and get done with this case, get his charges on this, and then immediately.
Well, you know how they do it. That's what they do. They put you, they're not going to give you everything at once, because then you say, fuck it, I'm going to fight it. Right? You know what? If I'm facing 50 years or 100 years, what's the difference? So they get you to lock into 10. Then they bring you up on new charges while you're in there. This is how they railroad people. It's going on since the beginning of time. I mean, this is a common practice, right? All right, you accepted the 10 years? Great. 6 months from now, they're going to bring you up on another set of charges. For another 30 years. All right, we'll tack on 12 more years, or you got to face 30 more on top of the 10 you're already serving. That's how they get you and keep you if they want to. If they got a hard on for you, that's what they do.
I think they got a hard on for this guy. I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Possible. Yeah. Possible. But yeah, all that's definitely, I mean, a monetary crime. All those agencies are already looking in on this 100%. Yeah.
I mean, they got all his Instagram, all his accounts, talking about, they were looking at the dealer chats. I mean, everything is there. What was this? Oh, this was interesting. Farrah, they were tracking him on November 1st, 2023. I and an FBI agent observed Farrah in downtown Coffee, located in Santa Monica, California. Farrah was working on a laptop and observed being put into a backpack. I mean, this had everything. He wrote in a black journal and was put aside in his backpack. Farrah left downtown Coffee wearing a backpack and headed south on the Ducati motorcycle with no observable license plates. Oh, Jesus. They later identified the Ducati at a public storage facility in Venice, California. We observed Farrah outside of the unit, putting something into his backpack, putting the backpack on, and then exiting the facility in the Ducati. It's going to follow his tracks down Wilshire Boulevard. Based on my training experience and knowledge of the investigation, I believe that Farrah continues to sell watches, and that he has historically used FedEx to ship watches to clients, because Farrah was at the storage unit for approximately 5 minutes and then drove to the fax location. Yeah, this guy's dead, man. Goes on November 2nd. It's going to talk a little bit about stuff there. They talk about where he was renting from. Oh, man. And then they just go into the kind of the training experience of the officer and the fraudulent. They just talk about everything. This guy's dead in the water.
Yeah, I mean, that's no surprise to me. If the FBI arrested him, I knew as soon as they said they arrested him, they got everything they need. They don't arrest you until they already have everything they need. There's no guessing. So
request for sealing. I request the search warrant, seal the warrant application, affidavit. It got unsealed though. Immediate conclusion. For all the reasons described above, there's probable cause to believe that Farah committed the wire fraud in violation. Further, there's probable cause of evidence of violation of subject offenses described above in attachment B, and will be found search. Farah indicated any digital devices found in his person as such as described above in the attachment A1 Farah storage unit, and further described as in the attachment as A2. And that's it. Signed by the judge magistrate Joel Richland. Done.
Do you think that the agents on this case were like reading through the Reddit posts and seeing all the massage jokes and everything, just like laughing their balls off? Like, what the fuck is this?
That's a good point.
What is it? Because they're human beings, you know what I mean? They got to be joking with each other, like, "Oh my god, the tug or not," and all this funny shit. Like, they got to be saying it.
We got him. He was tugging.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe he was tugging people off. Like, they got to be, as they're looking through it, like thinking about all this.
Or imagine if they were like, that fucking guy, I was watching him on fucking YouTube, you know?
Yeah. There had to be some funny reactions, I would imagine, but
yeah. I don't know, JJ. It was about time. You know, I think we all saw this coming.
Oh, the best way he said, "Oh, I got a friend in the FBI." He said, "I'm not gonna."
Yeah.
What are you talking about? They would never tell you. They would lose their job for that. You know?
Yeah, we'll play some of Anthony's hits real quick. Hang on. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me drop this. Lone Star, if you want to jump on, dude, and you want to talk real quick, come on. We'll get your opinion. Let me play this really quick. Remember this one?
One, I'm young enough. Two, I'm confident enough that I'm always gonna make money in something. If I gave up if I never sold another watch tomorrow, I could start selling paper cups. Do good.
You fucking fall?
No, I dropped something. I heard that.
It sounded like you fell.
No, I dropped a cup, plastic cup.
Oh, that's plastic cup.
It was like when Mike the other day when I don't know, you don't really watch that stream, but one of the guys dropped a cup with he has the what's that stuff called where you spit in the cup with the tobacco?
Oh, the dip. He had a dip cup.
Yeah, dip. And you heard it was
damn it.
It was clearly a dip, you know, like a plastic cup, you know, the way it bounces.
Yeah.
That noise. But he swore it was his mouse. Like, there's no way that was your mouse. It was exactly like a plastic cup.
That's funny. Remember this one? This is the best one right here.
Someone that owes a lot of money, I probably wouldn't be flying all over the country. I'd probably start figuring out how I'm going to pay people back.
Well, that's why you're sitting there behind a YouTube channel and not $5 million in debt.
You know what sucks? I can't hear the videos for some reason on my on my iPad. It just doesn't work. I just gotta step away 1 second, Brian. Be right back.
Yeah, no problem. We're just hanging out anyway. Oh man, I don't know. This guy's going down hard. I think they're gonna throw the book at him. They're gonna throw the concrete block at him. Yeah, he's definitely in a lot of trouble. Anthony, in a lot of trouble, Anthony. He is hubris, yes. He goes, I would love a rematch, Brian versus the Tugger. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I went on his Instagram the other day and I posted, I said, hey, Anthony, how about that interview now? But I think it's funny that his YouTube is still up. Like the feds didn't take that down. It's still there. Motion thinks 30 years. Yeah, they're going to throw the yellow pages for him to stand on. That's funny. But yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I don't know, guys. I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. I'm going to wait for JD to come back, and then we're getting up to about an hour and a half, so I'm going to wrap this one up. But we'll wait for him to come back so we do our proper goodbye.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm back. I was just quick.
So yeah, man. So, like I said, I just wanted to do a quick stream, get everybody informed on this. Appreciate you jumping on. We'll come up about an hour and a half. We'll cut this one down. But go check JJ's channel out, JJ's Watch channel. If you want to drop the link, drop the link.
I'll drop it in there. This is directly take you to the video of the Wesley interview.
Yeah, that's great. People will really be interested in that. When are you
Yeah.
streaming again? You do Wednesdays and Sundays?
I try to do Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, like 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Sometimes I do an early show on Thursday in the daytime.
Yeah,
Depends.
I know that your big nights like Sunday night. That's your big show.
Yeah, but it's been tough with football. It's not like Friday's been really wild. It's been really good.
Good.
Wednesdays actually, every day's been pretty good, but
Good.
Sunday got slowed down a little bit. But once football season's over, Sunday's back in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, kids. We're gonna close this one up. JJ, thanks for jumping on. I know you were like busy, but coming on last minute, I appreciate that, giving you time. And go check JJ's channel if you're not. Subscribe if you like watch content, cigars, cologne, hanging out, boys being the boys. You'll love it over there. And good to see everybody from his channel over here tonight. Nice to see everybody, and we're gonna head out of here. All right, let me hit the outro. Bye, guys. Take care.
Later, guys.
See ya.